Rastafari lives.
Yes, sir. Soup, thanks for blessing us again, man.
Yes, sir.
Soup's been blessing us now almost 4 years, right?
Yeah.
4 or 5 years, been blessing us, man. Every show we do, Soup blesses us. Thanks for that, for sure, man. As we roll on here, we do have a special guest in the studio. This gentleman here is running for the 2018 senatorial seat here in the Virgin Islands. His name is Terrence D. Joseph. There he is, man. Wave to the crowd. You are streaming out to the world right now. And in particular, hopefully everybody here in the Virgin Islands is watching as well. Big up to our guest. And how you doing, brother, man?
I'm doing well. Thank you guys for having me here.
Yeah, thanks for coming through, man.
Yes,
So as we get into this whole thing, man, I just want to say welcome. But as we get into this thing here, man, I want to say to you that I think in 2016,
yes, sir.
When you ran, that was your first time running, right?
No, that's my second.
The second time, okay. So if I'm not mistaken, I think I remember the 2016 time that I guess when it was all said and done, you were in 8th place. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So you were close.
Very close.
Very close. Yeah, I think the numbers were like I saw it and I was like, wow, this dude is like in 8th place. Got to feel good about that, and you're running again.
True that.
So you want to get in this time.
Hopefully, and with God's strength and blessing, I may accomplish that task this time.
Okay. So what was different about your whole campaign between this time, that time, and this time that will hopefully push you into that 7?
Well, each time you run as let me say first and foremost, thank you guys for having me here this evening. It is indeed a pleasure to be here.
Yes, thank you.
Soup, much blessings to you, brother.
every time.
Mr. Christian, thank you for the opportunity and the invitation. And to your listening audience, truly, please take the opportunity right now to listen out, and thank you for tuning in. As you do things over and over again, you get a sense of understanding what you need to do, what you did differently, what you should have done differently that you do different next time. You spend less money from the standpoint of you already got your signs. you don't need to go back and order signs again. It's a done deal.
Yes.
So it's just a matter of tweaking a lot of the stuff that you already have in place to make it happen. The difference is now you consciously sit down and determine what you did wrong and what you can do better at.
Okay.
Sometimes you can't figure out what you did wrong, but you can always figure out what you can do better at.
Okay.
And one of the things that we're going to do differently this time is we're going to canvas more.
Okay.
Door to door
more.
Town halls.
Now, town halls, and regardless to the economy, regardless to the current state of society in regards to crime, when you must be able to walk among your people if you want to serve your people. And our thing is we have no fear.
Okay.
Because we want to be able to walk among our people in order to serve our people. Thus, we have no fear going on door to door and knocking your door. And I mean, we weren't in office, so it ain't like we have a bunch of baggage that we have to worry about where they saying, "Oh, I didn't see you," or "They'll X, Y, and Z." So we walk in pure confidence that we'll be well received.
Okay. So what party are you claiming?
I'm Democrat.
You're Democrat. Okay. Perfect.
Always been Democrat. The D stands for actually Democrat. No, I'm only kidding.
Okay.
but it's
Terrence D.
Joseph. But it's a joke I make all the time. But it's Terrence Democrat Joseph.
Okay.
So Terrence, let your listening audience know what platform are you running on? Who is Terrence Joseph?
Well, let me start briefly. Terrence Joseph is a humble guy. I've always served in my community. Always, I was on the Board of Education, I think for 8 years. I have worked from job services in the Department of Human Services as a job coach. That's working with TANF recipients. I've also worked at the Paternity and Child Support Division as first I started out an interagency liaison. Now, what that actually means is you're the mouthpiece of the agency.
Department.
Yes, to go around to different departments and try to bring some consensus with them. I was one of the individuals that was instrumental in bringing forth to the hospital, here, Wang Louis Hospital, called the In-Hospital Paternity Acknowledgement Program.
Okay.
What that does was, that was afford fathers and mothers, unwed, to acknowledge their paternity for their child at the hospital, just like you do in the States. No need to leave, no need to go anywhere. And the reason for that is because oftentimes, and we've had several cases of it, oftentimes where fathers may leave or the mothers may come out the hospital after 3 days or after a day or two and not able to acknowledge paternity for the child. Thus, the child never really was legitimized by the father.
Okay.
If the father happened to die and they weren't able to acknowledge paternity, you have to go to court. Because it's not where you could assume and say, oh, everybody know he's the father. No, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
As it relates to the law. So establishing that was a big deal for me. And I got to say thank you to Vivian Flood, who was the commissioner at the time. She saw the vision and she went with it.
Okay.
The other thing was fatherhood initiatives. We did a number of fatherhood initiatives. One of the biggest one was Father's Count.
Okay.
Yeah, we established the Father's Count aspect. If you saw me years ago, you'll see me always with a T-shirt that said Father's Count. Reason being, I wanted fathers to understand their role. I didn't want them to lose sight of the fact that regardless of what the naysayer said, I want you to establish the fact that fathers do count. The Bible says death and life lies in the power of the tongue. And they that believe shall eat the fruit thereof. So when you see somebody walking around with a shirt that says Father's Count and you keep repeating it as a father, I want that to now bring fruit into your life. And that was the purpose of the Father's Count.
Okay.
I was raised in the island of Nevis.
Okay.
I spent my early childhood years in the islands of Nevis. I loved that place. My mother and father, Millicent and Selwyn Joseph, was building at the time. And they sent me and my brother Arthur to Nevis to spend some time with our grandparents. And this is why seniors are so dear to me, because I was raised mostly by my grandfather and my grandma. May God rest their soul. I graduated from St. Croix Central High School in the class of 1986. I was the class president. I can never forget that day. I also hold a Associate of Arts degree in Business Administration. I also hold a bachelor's degree in Business Management. And I hold a master's degree in Public Health Care Management. I am a licensed mediator. I served in the Department of Justice, Paternity and Child Support as both the interagency liaison as well as the director and as well as the assistant director. I currently work as a recruiter for a company called RNT Unlimited Security. I've been doing that for the past about a year and a half. Okay. Like I said, I was elected to the Board of Education for a number of years. I've served a number of community organizations such as the Democratic Party, the Mental Health Advisory Board, the Men of Honor, Inc., the Caribbean Democratic Alliance Club, the Golden Class of 86. I'm still the president to this day. We're 32 years now since we've graduated. And we're still going strong.
Yes, sir.
You follow me? And I attend my church where I'm actively involved is Speak the Word Ministries.
Okay.
I've been happily married. Happily married. I'm going to say that 3-4 times. I love my wife like cook food, brother. Trust that.
Yes, sir.
I've been happily married for 14 years now. My wife and I, we have 2 children. We have 2 sons, Miles and Thomas Joseph, and I love them dearly. One is 6, and the other one is 8. 6 making 7, and the other one is made 8 already. Okay, and I serve my community from the standpoint of volunteerism. I love to volunteer. Many of individuals in the community will know me from emceeing weddings. I love to MC weddings.
Okay.
And I MC weddings. My price is very high. I'm very expensive.
Okay.
Yeah, very expensive. I charge you nothing.
Okay.
Absolutely nothing.
Okay.
And the reason being is because when you find love, you shouldn't have to pay much for it.
Yeah.
You should enjoy it.
It should be a joyous moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
definitely. Follow me?
definitely.
And whenever anyone does a wedding, you got to understand you got so many expenses to deal with. And to have to deal with the MC being an expense,
Yeah.
I see that as a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I love to do that. Now,
Yeah.
when you talk about my platform, my biggest and what I'm driving to my community right now is my senior citizens. Now, let's be unequivocally clear. On Friday, which is the 1st of June,
Yes.
granted, it's the first day that we're celebrating, or not celebrating, we're acknowledging hurricane season.
Yes, let's not forget that
We,
for sure.
we also acknowledging the increase of the minimum wage to $10.50. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning that, because I think we lose sight of the fact that because we're acknowledging hurricane season has begun, we sort of lose sight of acknowledging the $10.50 increase is also acknowledging the fact that the cost of living in the Virgin Islands is going to increase. Because when your wages for any company increases, you have to now rebound those wages somehow, and there's only way you can do that is by charging more for your services.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why I mentioned that balance is because who suffers when the minimum wage increases and the cost of living increases? Those with fixed income. And who do we have at fixed income, which is Social Security and other benefits that they received from the government or a retirement check? Those senior citizens. Now, they don't have the opportunity like you and I to do a hustle to make more in order to pay more. So what do you do for them? I am proposing, with the help of my colleagues, and I pray that my colleagues join with me, because Terrence cannot propose any legislation by himself. I need my colleagues to join with me. And I hope that they see, because everyone can attribute the thought to the fact that they have a senior in their family. Everyone talks about that. Everyone talks about their mom. Everyone talks about they look out for their father. Everyone talks about their grandmother. So let's put your money or the thought where your mouth is and afford all seniors throughout government at 10% off all government services right now.
Okay.
Not next week, not next year, right now.
Okay.
Then we go back to the drawing board and we say any business that's willing to come to the table and sit down with us. And when if you notice, I say us, I'm talking about the legislature. Sit down with us and say to us, hey, listen, we're willing to assist in this process. We, as the government, will look at some way we can provide some subsidy for you to provide that benefit.
Okay.
Let's be real. We here right now wouldn't be here if it wasn't for our seniors, our elders before us.
Absolutely.
Why wait until we reach to that point so we can provide some help to us? Why don't we give back to those who gave to us willingly by saying to them, hey, we don't have much, but here's what we can start to give. I'm saying to you, let's start somewhere. And the somewhere is at 10%, because right now they get 5%. And right now the minimum wage is about to increase. Now don't get me wrong, and please folks, don't get the argument twisted. I am happy for the minimum wage, but you also have to look out. Not only are you looking for the youths and the middle class, you also have to look for those with fixed income. And those with fixed income needs to have a voice.
Okay.
And they can trust this. Terrence D. Joseph is your voice. The other aspect I will look at is, for far too long we've talked about industrial hemp. We've talked about bamboo. We've talked about aloe vera. We've talked about moringa trees. I could remember there was an Act 7747, and that was an act that afforded agriculture and UVI the opportunity to identify marketable and in ways that you can produce industrial hemp. You can also use for medicinal purposes moringa trees, bamboo, and aloe vera. I've yet to hear what's the result of that study. I want to make the result of that study available to the public. I also want to make it available to those who are in agricultural business, so we can begin to look at new ways we can develop revenue here in the Virgin Islands. We have these stuff right here. We have these stuff we can export right here in the Virgin Islands.
Okay.
Because there are other countries who would love to have moringa, bamboo, the aloe vera, and we grow these stuff here with ease.
Yeah.
Let us begin to look at new ways to diversify our economy instead of just looking at tourism all the time. The other aspect is tourism. Now, we spent approximately, and someone corrected me the other day, 30 million, let me repeat that, $30 million yearly from our copay to Cleveland Clinic. 30 million from our insurance copay. That 30 million could be spent right here.
Yeah.
Why? We have to look at the fact that we can bring medical tourism, bring the doctors to us. They would love to come here. There are a lot of Virgin Islanders who are medical doctors today that would love to give back of their time right here in the Virgin Islands. We have to make the licensure for them to come here to do business with us more easy for them to do that. Because we want that state-of-the-art care. We want that care that Cleveland Clinic provides. We want that same care here. And that was 30 million is just base.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you're talking about hotel, you're talking about food,
Yeah.
you're talking about gas for your rental car, you're talking about a rental car, and all when you can do it right here.
Yeah.
Build a tourism facet that we don't need to compete with St. Thomas. Our facet is medical tourism.
Okay.
And we'll be killing two birds, actually three.
Okay.
And the two birds we'll be killing will provide better health care for the people here in the Virgin Islands. We'll also be providing, bringing that 30 million back to our shores. And we'll also be looking at all those people in the Caribbean who would love to come now to the Virgin Islands, where we have that American dollar and get affordable care right here.
Yeah. Best place for that.
Of course. Now, everyone talks so much about GRS. And I like to take on GRS in small parts. And the reason why I want to go in small parts, because sometimes we look at the fact that what we need, when we need to look at the whole situation holistically. I call it free thinking. GRS, if you look at the law in regards to the GRS and the makeup of GRS, the governor of the Virgin Islands, now, let me be unequivocally clear, I have nothing against the governor. It's the law. So whoever is the governor, this is what they have before them. Have the opportunity to appoint these individuals to the board. I would like to draft legislation to say, okay, let's not appoint everybody, 7 members. Let's not appoint everybody. Let's allow 3 of those individuals to be elected. And the reason why I want those individuals to be elected is because it takes the politics, it allows folks to free think. Let's be real here in the Virgin Islands. And these are conversations some folks have in their private and they don't want to publicly say because they're quote unquote afraid of using their job, afraid of saying the wrong thing. But hey, we want to have free thinkers on the board of the GRS board. And why? That is that very board that makes decisions that have a direct impact on all our lives. Maybe not be now, but everybody wants to retire and live good.
Yeah.
So we want free thinkers on the board of the GRS board so they can make decisions that can better our lives. This is how we able to get what we call better judgment in regards to making investments. You want better investments, you want better judgment when making investments, well, afford these individuals to be elected, give them a criteria to which they shall meet, and then move them forward. Because at the end of the day, we have to really and truly look at our structure. We talk about, reapproachment in regards to, 2 senators for the East, 2 senators for the West, and you have 3 at large. But here's the thing. Accountability does matter. And we got to be accountable to the fact that we must take certain parts of politics out of certain areas of government. Thus, it will allow individuals to make clear and concise decisions that will benefit not just some of us, but all of us.
Okay.
And that's the end of the day what we want. We want decisions made without you having to get a call or your family member get a call and saying, my family member is an exempt employee, so we got to be careful. You see, that does not allow folks to freely think. God give each and every one here an opportunity to think freely. He gives us opportunity also to make decisions, also the opportunity to pray, and also to ask for wisdom to make wise decisions. We do not want to cloud that wise decision with the fact that you're getting a call either late at night or early in the morning saying, no, that's not the way you should go. Go this way. Now, try to get it on, let me be clear, because sometimes I have to be clear. I am not knocking any administration. If anyone looks at our government and looks at how we've been progressing as a country for the past 15 years, this is what it's been. And I'm saying enough is enough, because we're not going nowhere without freely thinking as to how we can provide conscious legislation that will benefit the people here in the Virgin Islands. Let's stop talking about it. Let's get it done. And I'm not knocking the current 7 that's in right now. They have done their yeoman job. I am saying give Terrence D Number 3, an opportunity to do my job.
Okay.
There's other aspect, the youths. I could remember when I was young, they said every day for the longest while, the youths are the future of tomorrow. Well, tomorrow came, tomorrow even almost passed me. So I'm saying something is wrong with that conversation. I'm saying I'm willing to create legislation that will afford businesses such as HP, Google, and other technical companies to come here to our beautiful. Have you seen the tech park? It's a beautiful building.
It was.
That's underused.
It was in my
Okay,
shop now.
but here what I'm saying to you, it's underused. You follow me?
Yeah.
When it was, and it can still be,
Yeah.
it's still underused. And I'm saying bring these Google and HP and these other companies
Big
here.
high-tech firms.
Exactly, to teach our children how to use, because guess what? Give a child a cell phone and you see what it does.
Yeah, we know.
The gaming app to which these children, the youths of today love, is going to be in the year 2020 a $6.3 trillion business.
Yeah.
Why is our children who have wisdom beyond our knowledge isn't given an opportunity to be trained properly to use that technology? Where right now, we talk about this all the time about where we're located in regards to high-speed internet. Don't you see how it works? If we're able to train our children to create great gaming apps, and we are right now close to the fault of the high-speed internet, the fiber optics, what you think will happen now when our children are trained? They will be able to boost our economy to a level beyond our belief. And we will continue to say the language to which we always say the children to which are creating our economy are our future. Let's begin to really and truly mean that. Bring back and fund the Youth Commission. Give the children here, the territory, a voice. Don't silence them. Give them a voice. Not because we don't understand them. That means we should silence them. Give them a voice. Last but not least, healthcare. And I wanna address healthcare. I've experienced in my life, in my family, a brush with mental illness. And I have come to acknowledge that we don't have enough facilities here that would service those individuals with mental illness. We must begin to look at what we have here that can service that aspect. The mental health, the folks with disability challenges, those homeless, I want to establish an institution. Now, you may sit up and say, well, Joseph, how are you going to establish these institutions? I mean, it takes money. Well, no, these institutions are right here. Do you know the old YRC building over there in Ashope?
Yeah.
It's covered with bushes. You remember that?
Yeah.
I think in the 31st, if I'm mistaken, legislation brought some idea to the table at one time to use that facility. I don't want to bring the idea. I want to bring legislation. I want to ask my colleagues to join with me to bring legislation to make that a fruition. Far too long we sit and talk about stuff and begin to say that, hey, we're going to serve those mentally ill and those with mental health issues and not serve them.
So this is a building that can be equipped and
exactly.
okay.
You don't have to take something from we far too long get worried about taking stuff from scratch. Well, we have the buildings here that's owned by the government that we could make it happen. And that's my point.
Right.
It doesn't take much, but all we have to do is double down on the fact that, hey, do we really want to get it done? Look around at what we have, look around what we could use and utilize it.
Okay.
You follow me? The talking and the saying we're going to do it and just keep kicking the can down the road, it has to come to a point of stop. Because guess what? Our economy, our livelihood, our way of living is not getting any better.
Yes.
And other countries are moving forward while we're stuck in first gear.
Right.
Let's move on.
Okay.
You follow me?
Yeah.
This is not Terrence knocking anybody. This is Terrence saying, hey, listen, I'm a part of this community. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not willing to go anywhere. I don't want to go anywhere. But I want to do all I can for my people. And before I close my eyes, I want to be able to say, I have done all that you asked me for, God. And my people are better off today than they were yesterday.
I got you. I got you.
Now, I must talk about the police department and education. Now, the police department, I want to be able to, oftentimes we go back and forth with what training does the VIPD have? How much amount of training do they have? Do everybody get training? If you ask some, they say some will have. You ask others say they didn't get enough. I want to be able to train them how to deal with mental health patients. I want to be able to train them, not just train some.
Mm-hmm.
I want to train all.
Okay.
And the reason why I want to train all, you never know how close you are to a situation that's occurring.
Yeah.
So I don't want that you have to wait now for somebody else to come from all the way Frederickstead to come and deal with the situation. It might be too late.
It might be too late, yeah.
So I want to train all of them, give them the capability to deal with mental health patients.
Okay.
Because we know we have them. Give them the necessary care and understanding and training to deal with homeless people. Because we know we have them. And the institution to which I speak of, I want to be able to use that as a temporary home, not a permanent home.
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe in giving a man a fish, teaching a man how to fish, and giving a man a fish.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to be able to tell them how you can get out of the institution and get back on your feet. I want to give them that tool. Because far too long, I don't want them to sit and think that being homeless is all they have.
The only option they have, yeah.
I want to give them options.
Okay.
Okay. Education. Now, being on the Board of Education, there's a lot that goes on between the Board of Education, the Governor's Office, and the Department of Education. Now, that's the biggest budget here in the government. So it ain't nothing happening. I would love to see where you give the Board of Education more authority over the Department of Education, but that has been tried and tried and tried again, and for no avail, has gone nowhere. Okay, well then let's look at our current situation. The schools. They talk about modular schools. Now, okay, absent of we having the capability of rebuilding our schools right away, okay, modular schools probably is the next best idea. Okay, but it should start it already. We want to meet the September deadline, so it should start it already.
Yeah.
You follow me?
We're running
Because
behind.
far too long that we rush things and we don't get it right. You know the thing called change orders?
Yeah. It's a slow process, could be.
That has plagued the Virgin Islands government and our coffers for far too long.
Yeah.
And because of what? Because the change orders come in when we started what? Late.
Yeah. We're already behind the ball at that point.
And this is why I talk about it. And I'm not trying to point any blames, man. This we need to fix. Our children needs more. Our children deserves better. And our teachers needs more. And our teachers deserve better.
Okay.
Had it not been for some of those teachers, Terrence D would have never been here today.
I got you.
I'm telling you, I was not the best, but they kept me in order.
They stuck with you.
Oh man, they kept me in order.
Yeah.
And all I'm saying is, let's really and truly stop talking about it. Give them what they need to make the future brighter
Okay.
by teaching those children how and what they need to learn and giving them the opportunity to make the Virgin Islands a better place for not just some of us, but for all of us.
For all of us, yeah. I got you. All right, let me ask you a quick question, man. So on your website, one of the things that I thought was interesting, I don't think that anybody else has anything like this, but you say it starts with family. And so talk a little bit about that. Obviously, it sounds like you come across as a family man. I mean, Soup and I do know your wife, Michelle, and she's a sweet person, but when you talk, it starts with the family as it runs, as it pertains to you running for office. How does that tie together?
When you think about where you're at in life, when you think about the things that you've done, when you think about the accomplishments that you've had, there is one sole common denominator that always there. That's family. Family is not something you can erase. Family is not somebody you could have divorced. Family is not somebody you can get rid of. You can have disagreement with them. You could not talk with them for weeks, but they're still your family. That's the one constant that keeps everybody corrected. I grew up in an age where family matters. Family, just not just your family, but the community as a family matters. I got licks from neighbors that I didn't know.
Yeah.
And this is what I speak of. The family to which your core family, your immediate family, is what gives you the strength every day when you are being told left and right that no, you can't be done. When you are told that, hey, No, that's not going to work. Your family is going to stick behind you and tell you, no, let's not believe in anybody.
Okay.
You're a Joseph, a Glasgow, a Powell, and you can get it done. So I believe strongly in family. Now, for my family, I would tell you a quick story. My wife wrote a book, and it's dear to me because I had a hard time becoming a father. I spoke about fatherhood for years and was not a father. And the reason why I went back to my experiences, I leaned on my experiences with my dad. I leaned with my experiences with my uncle. I leaned with my experience with my community fathers that which helped me. I leaned on my experiences with my mentor. And I say that because there are a lot of women and men who struggle to become fathers. And I want them to understand, don't ever stop thinking about you one day becoming a father. Don't ever stop. Because there's God's grace available to all of us. One day you would be. And I tell you, I struggled for 7 years to become a father. And to this day, I am the happiest father ever.
Yes, sir.
You follow me? This is why I would say to any man, let's not worry about those folks who say deadbeat dads. I think we should never use that word. Never. Because we should always uplift the man. Always give him that opportunity to see a better way for his children. Even though he's gone astray. Yeah, he may go astray for a year or two. But don't let him believe that he can't come back. Don't let him believe that he can't find his way. Because we need fathers, strong fathers in our community to help our youths, to guide them, to help them defray from the crime they're going to go to. Because it's truly understood. A mother is just the greatest. But let's be clear. A mother is always going to be a mother and can never understand what it takes to be a father. And a father will always be a father and he can never understand what it takes to be a mother. But the two together makes a family stronger.
Yes, sir.
And that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Terrence, we are in a economic crisis right now in these territories right now as we speak. We have all these federal funds coming in, and I think it was 2 days ago. I don't know if I think I just saw a brief. I didn't read the headlines, but basically what it was saying, the federal funds are coming in, but yes, the government is still on the brink of financial disaster. We spoke about the GRS. I heard you mention about the board, but I need to know specifically what economic development, what economic drive are you going to push? What are you going to push forward to see our GRS, if you become senator, to see what economic development can we do to get our GRS out of this debunk that we are in, to making it not being insolvent in say about 3 to 5 years from now, and basically to get this economic going, because we need an economic stimulation to happen, not yesterday, but like yesterday. We need an economic
Day before yesterday.
right now, and us from whatever angle, from whatever. I heard you talk about the hemp. There's a legislation in place there, but it's just been dormant. It's just been sitting there dormant. What is Terrence just going to do to make this manifest, to make it happen, to let we see economic development happen here in these territories? Because we're in a dire strait.
Because the thing is, Terrence, is that tourism is one way, but I don't think tourism is enough. So the hemp, the aloe vera, all these kind of things are sort of to me fall in the vein of economic development. That we can get the economy going here. If we got an industry of hemp, an industry of agriculture, I mean, these are things that we see that could bring money in.
Trade amongst our other.
Well, one of the things. Let me go back here. Let me talk about medical tourism a little bit more.
Okay.
Medical tourism can happen now. Okay, we have this need right now with our Wang and Flui Hospital. It's under retooling. We have to rebuild. We recognize that we're not getting the services that I think there are some services going to come out of the innovative building in regards to medical surgical care.
Yeah, I saw that. I read something about that. Yeah.
you know.
Oh, the innovative building?
Yeah, they're supposed to be some kind of surgical
unit on
high-tech
the bottom
doctor's
floor.
office. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. See what's happening? What's happening here, and what could happen, is that we're in a position that we can safely cry for help from other doctors from elsewhere, but we need to craft it in a way where it works for the people of the Virgin Islands, and it also brings monies to our shores. Now, this is why I talk about medical tourism. If you are going to provide licensure for these doctors from off our shores to come here to provide surgery here, we have to set it up in a facet that we can reap some financial benefit from such surgery. I'm gonna give you an example. Bougainville Clinic in Tortola, that makes billions of dollars for the Tortola industry over the economy in Tortola. And reason being is because when folks come in, the money stays in Tortola. It stays in Tortola shores. We have the opportunity to do the same thing here in pediatric care, because what? We lack in pediatric care.
Okay.
We lack the necessary pediatric doctors that we provide for our children here in the territory. Let's look at all our needs. I think I read somewhere that there's a unit over in the hospital, in the Charles Howard Hospital, as it relates to your regular immunization injections.
Okay.
Yes.
I read somewhere, and I'm right now doing some research to verify my source, that is about to close down.
Okay.
You follow
Actually,
me?
I heard something about that for St. John, that the clinic there was closing down, or they were running out of money to give vaccines and that kind of stuff.
And this is why hence medical tourism. Bring the doctors them here. Lure them here. Give them the necessary licensure to operate here. Let those individuals and their co-payment be spent here. We take that very money and we give that between Wang Louis Hospital and GRS. We have to put it where it cure our ills and stop putting it where it just does what we don't really want it, or we shouldn't be putting it to do. That's the one aspect. Because you got to understand, medical tourism is something where everyone feels that they want to be healthier.
Right.
Everyone needs to be healthier. And if you're going to spend $30 million in Florida to Cleveland Clinic, then why can't you spend that same 30 plus more
Here.
from the Caribbean here?
Yeah.
Because we have the space. We have the facilities that we can retrofit to have medical tourism work for us. Just like how we advertise, come to the Virgin Islands, it's that beautiful sun, beaches and all of that. Come to the Virgin Islands. We will take care of you. Not only are we making it pleasurable for you, we are also taking care of any ailment one has. And then one will have an opportunity to enjoy our beaches, enjoy our coconuts, enjoy our pina coladas, and everything else. And we will then put more money in the economy. They will rent cars. They will want to get involved with hotels. They will want to buy food. They want to spend on gas. This is how we begin to lure folks back in.
I got you.
Any economy you look at that begin to lure people back to that economy, notice that economy starts to boom. When you have less people like we've lost in the past 2 Cat 5s, our economy is going to start to suffer. You know, from an industry, from a recruiter standpoint, you know, it's difficult to find skilled labor.
Yes.
It's right now. It's difficult to find skilled labor.
That's not,
you know what happened?
That's not surprising.
You know what happened to our skilled labor because of the 2 Cat 5s? The skilled labor says to themselves, hey, listen, I have a marketable skill. I am good at what I do.
Right.
And I'm going to take my skill to the States and make it work. And so they have.
So what are we doing now?
So we're struggling with the fact that we don't have any skilled labor. I'm saying to the powers that be right now, don't wait until folks like myself and others get into the legislature. Let's begin to start to lure the skilled labor back. Not just the parents for the children to go back to the schools. Let's start to lure the skilled labor individuals. St. Croix is going to become a mecca for jobs. However, our problem has always been the labor force being skilled to consume those jobs. Let's begin to look at it seriously and lower our bright and our brightest who have left, whether for the hurricane, whether because of graduation that we just had. Let's begin to lower them back, give them the opportunity. Everyone talks about experience. Experience can only come one way. Opportunity granted unto you.
Yes.
Now you mentioned about the hemp real quick. You mentioned about the hemp, the moringa trees. We got them right here. Let's begin to produce them to make it work for us. You can use hemp for a whole host of different things.
So
you know
that.
I sat back and I reviewed some of the arguments that were made by Positive Nelson, and I said to myself, you know, some of the times we oftentimes move too fast or move too quickly across a legislation because we want it so bad to get it across. But the hemp aspect, if we only take the time to look at what you can do with hemp, what you can do with moringa trees, what you can do with bamboo, what you can do with aloe vera, and we grow it all here in abundance. Let's begin to seriously look at what we have here. We sit and we talk about agriculture being so vital to our economy. Let's give these agriculture individuals the opportunity, these farmers, the opportunity to really and truly harvest a lot of what we're talking about right now, so it could make money, not just for them. It can not only make them rich, it can make the whole Virgin Islands a better place for everybody.
So how you propose to change their mindset? Because this mindset has been in place for at least I'm 50 plus, and it's been like this from ever since I could have known myself and growing up here. It's not changed. We doing the same thing every 4 years, every 2 years, and it seems like Mr. Joseph is like, we have been worse than ever since than anything else before. I've started to see taxi drivers of telling me that they come from Long Island and Mr. Carter, this is the worst I've seen St. Croix. This is the worst we have seen the Virgin Islands. So now my whole thing is, because I live abroad from the time I leave here from since about 1985. I come back home on 9 years now. Okay, so, and for that 9 years, nothing have changed. It's just been the same old rhetoric I keep hearing over and over and over again. So basically, Mr. Joseph, you sitting down in front of me, you ain't making no difference to me right now, you know, because I seen you as a next man that come to tell me, well, Mr. Carter, I come to do this, and when you get in there now, has been the same. So now what's going to convince me to tell me that Mr. Joseph is a most different man? He going to make this...
Make a difference.
I mean, you alone, you can't do it, but at least you can show me that I can say, well, you know what? I could say, well, you know what? This brother here got some kind of woo behind it. He to tell me that I could trust you what you going to tell me, and at least try to make something happen. At least I see your walk. This is my whole thing that I get in at, because we hear 4 years every 2 years, 4 years every 2 years, and no change has come. Republican, Democrats, Independents, all these names have done nothing to us. The problems has been the same, and even I'm saying it again, has gotten worse. And for me, brethren, I have seen administration come and go in this last 9 years. They talk about the seniors. Look at where they got our seniors living in. They talk about our youths. Look at the condition that they got our youths. And Mr. Joseph, tell me, what will convince Bingy Soup that, well, you know what, brethren, this is a different man in front of me, and now, and I gonna try to make something different, because it all sounding good, it all sounding great, but it seems like when we get in and we cross our hands or wherever it is, I don't know, because me in there, in the room. But once that room closed and we come out the next day, it's a whole different ballgame. And for you to tell me here again, Mr. Joseph, I'm Minister of Camouflage, and it's sounding great, it's sounding wonderful, but what will convince you to tell me you're going to make a difference? Not instead of you, but at least I going to see you and I concrete. I know when I call this man office, he did it to answer me, because, and I talking from my experiences now. I've gone to the senator's office, I've gone to whoever to look for help for certain things. You go to them, okay, they're not there, okay, be not even ever call back to say, well, damn, this brethren or this citizen came to your office to look to see some kind of concern. Again, am I going through the same thing again this next 2 years, this next 4 years again coming up? Tell me. I need to know.
I happy you asked
I
that.
really need to know.
I happy you asked that.
I really need to know because it's like I just getting tired of hearing it, and it's like, and again, I hoping that my people them feeling the same sentiment like how I feeling, because this year can't continue. It cannot continue.
And that's exactly
And
correct.
I'm feeling like he's feeling. I've been living here 10 years. He's been back 9. I've been back 10.
And you guys feeling is correct. It's sad to say that, but it's correct. However, Terrence D, like I said, all my life I've provided service. I am doing this for 3 reasons.
Mm-hmm.
3 simple 3 reasons. 1 is God. 2 is my son Miles, and my other son Thomas.
Yes, I.
You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
You got to understand, I am not no longer going uphill.
Mm-hmm.
I am going down the hill.
Mm-hmm.
I was told as a young fella that you go up in life, but eventually you have to come down. And that's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you go up in life,
Mm-hmm.
you eventually have to go down the hill because what? Your senses, your abilities are no longer as strong as you were. So you now begin to go downhill. I am guaranteeing myself, not just the people, but I'm guaranteeing for myself that I must provide a brighter way and a brighter day for my sons. I'm going to start with my children because before my children could play with any other child, I have to make sure the way for them and the way for others are the same. We have heard the story over and over again. We have been disappointed time and time again. You ask me how I'm going to do it? I am going to keep coming to the people like they come before me each and every day. And if you don't hear me, you will hear me. You will come to understand what Terrence is there for, boy. Because Terrence going to make his voice loud when necessary for you to hear what I need to say. Because guess what? We no longer have the opportunity. We no longer could be afforded the chance to kick the bucket down the road.
Yes, sir.
The chances for that is over. The chances for that has gone. We need to get serious. We must recognize, those who graduated in the 80s must recognize, we're coming to that point where we can't do no more like we used to.
Right.
And before I reach that point, I'm going to give it my best. For 2 years, I'm going to give you, listen, I'm going to be in your face all day, every day. And if I don't do what I'm supposed to do, I am telling you this right now on this radio program. Do not vote for me again. You understand that? It's not about Terrence keep running in office like a career. It's about Terrence giving something for the children to have an opportunity. When I initiated the fatherhood program, it's not because I had no children. You know, imagine, I am initiating a program to make sure fathers is able to acknowledge their child. Because guess what? I recognized fathers was missing from the house. The children was going astray. So I had to figure out a way to bridge that gap.
Yes,
Now I can't come in your home, but I got to figure out a way, from the standpoint of where I was positioned to be, to bridge that gap. And I'm saying to you, as a legislator, I'm going to be bridging that gap. I'm going to be often on your program. If you don't want to have me, I'm going to keep knocking on that door, 75, until you let me in. Because guess what? The story must be told. The questions must be asked. The people must be educated. Because at the end of the day, an educated community makes a difference. You listen, I learned one technique that the states use often. And what they do, and please forgive me, I get excited. No.
It's our lives, man. It's our future.
I get excited,
yeah,
and I get
so
excited
you
because
have
of the
to.
fact is, this is real.
You have to.
This is real. And when you see me get excited about the seniors, because it's real. And sometimes not everybody has the same vision. Not everybody could see what's going to materialize before it materializes.
Right.
And for me, the minimum wage is great. Let me say it again. It's a great thing for the economy. But we also need to look back at those seniors. Because when the minimum wage goes up, we don't have anything in place to take care of our seniors. They're the foundation of this economy. So back to what I was saying, in regards to giving myself to this community. Listen, when I was a paternity and child support, at any time, any hour, any day, you could have come and call me. If you get off of work at 5 and you need to see me at 6, I will wait for you. If you get off of work at 7 and you need to see me at 8, I'll wait for you. Because you got to understand, your concern means more to me than anything else. And it regardless to whether it's male or female. Because I'm there to serve both, mother and father, not just one. You talk about calling me and I not returning your call, I'm going to have a staffer. And that staffer is specifically there to make sure all calls received, all messages received, and all calls are returned with a response. Whether I'm telling you, I'll see you such and such date, or whether I set an appointment with you, whether I sit down, because you got to understand, I don't have it all. I don't aspire to know it all. And I need my community who are my employers to help me help you.
Yes, sir.
You got to understand, if I sit here and tell you I could do this all by myself, that would be telling a lie. But I will implore my community every single day. If I come with a legislation that I know is going to be beneficial to the entire masses, I'm going to keep coming to the masses and say, please help me, help you. Call your senator and tell him, hey, vote for Terrence D. Joseph legislation. Do not sit idly by and not let that legislation go by, because at the end of the day, it doesn't affect just Terrence. You remember now, when you get into office, if you stay 20 terms, 10 terms, 6 terms, when you get out, you live right among who? The very same people.
Same people.
Yeah.
So why is it you're not going to work hard for them?
Yeah.
Because you live with them.
Because it's a culture, Terrence.
You catch that? I cannot understand it. I can't understand
It's
it.
a culture.
And for me, working hard is all my family knows. For me, this is all I know. For me, whether you like me or you don't like me, at the end of the day, I'm going to work on your behalf, because it has nothing to do with you. It all has to do with we making sure that tomorrow, which is not guaranteed, you have a shot to survive tomorrow. Listen, sometimes they give you statistics and you try to understand what this does to me.
What all these numbers mean. Yeah.
I want to make sure the percentage of this Virgin Islands surviving tomorrow, I want to give it as high as I possibly can. As close I can get to 100, that's where I want to be. Because guess what? At the end of the day, all the money I can't take with me to the grave. All the wealth I cannot take with me to the grave. All the houses and land I can't take with me to the grave. But the satisfaction of me giving you my best every day, I can take that with me. Because I will say to myself, God, thank you for giving me the opportunity to give my best to the people of the Virgin Islands. And you can take care of the rest.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because the culture needs to stop. The backroom tables, the envelopes, the briefcase, all that needs to stop. And please, Terrence Joseph is never on the take. To put Terrence on the take, come with, please listen to this number. Googleplex. You can look it up.
That's beyond.
That's a
beyond.
number.
That's beyond.
A number
That's
without
beyond.
end.
That's beyond.
You catch that?
That's beyond.
Because when you could bring me that, this station where you guys are located, I just come to you and just write a check.
Yes, sir.
Tell you choose where you want to be.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Because you got to understand your soul. You ever see them commercials that said you're priceless? This and this, but
Yeah.
this is priceless.
Yeah.
Your soul should be priceless.
Yeah.
But Terrence, if
Talk to me, Bridget. Talk to me.
this thing has been going on for ever since, so now again,
You
you're
gonna
only
do-
one man.
Yeah, but you got to
understand me?
utilize. You got to utilize. Listen.
So this is what I want to say. I mean, if you're willing to make the challenge, because you're sitting here and you're looking for that vote, so that means you're willing. In my eye now, you're willing to take on the machine has been going along. You
Of
understand me? So this is a whole.
It's a whole complicated
This
process.
is a whole this is a whole different beast that we're dealing with, okay? And we're talking real talk here. I might be smiling, but it's really hurting me because
People are hurting.
Okay.
People are hurting.
Let me
People are
ask
hurting.
you.
literally, brethren, you might not know this, but I'm telling you, we are citizens in this community that are coming out of the cars, the roads, the infrastructure mashing up the cars.
Of course.
Much less I've known people to walk in pothole and get broken foot and all kind of thing happening right now today. So this thing is more deeper than getting the road and fixed and all of this nonsense, because again, I'm 50 plus, okay? I am 50 plus. My father was a builder here on this island and all over this world. What I'm trying to say is that everything that is seen that they do here in this place here is just I don't know what. We have engineers, we have these doctors, and everything are we doing, it just seemed like nobody with no education, nobody with no common sense. We're building roads without sidewalks, without drainage, continually to do it over and over and over again. I am a U.S. citizen, okay? All of us here, I guess, okay. The territory, you're born in St. Croix, you're born in the Virgin Islands, you are a U.S. citizen. I traveling from New York to go to Chicago. I don't have to go to no U.S. customs. I live in St. Croix, Virgin Islands, and I go into a next U.S. port. I got to go through this customs. My mail got to take from, my mail coming in from, I am mailing a mail from St. Croix to St. Thomas. And my mail got to go to Puerto Rico. Sometimes if you don't got to go to reach to Miami to come back home.
I have that happen to me. A package came all the way back to St. Croix.
I mean, I keep going over this thing again. I keep saying what it is that I am seeing. Maybe just me, Mr. Carter. Maybe I'm the one who's just blind man out here that I can't understand these simple little things that's supposed to be in place. And again, if we're supposed to be a U.S. territory and we want to operate like we said we are U.S. territory, let we operate like that. If not, let we get rid of that U.S. and just be Virgin Islands and be independent. And to be independent, we got to have resources to do that.
To sustain.
We can't have oil companies in here and the people them don't get compensated for having them in here. We can't have these businesses being here and our citizens don't be compensated for them being here. We can't have companies making $90 million a year and are going to tell me that nobody can tell me what is the specification for the EDA to have these companies here. They're only giving out at $50,000 a year. Adapt a school, adapt a road, adapt some kind of community. St. Croix just becoming a shell. And I'm tired of seeing it. Again, I'm very passionate because it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to see. In and out.
The one thing I must say though that every senator must have the aspiration to take it a piece of a time.
Exactly, but
take it as a piece at a time, and I'll tell you why. You mentioned the machine has been not working for us for years, and the question I then would say to you is, if not now,
when?
If not me, then who?
Exactly.
Then when? And my thing to you is, it's high time someone stand up and said, hey, why don't I get someone else to join with me? Are you guys with me? Let's begin to make a change. You know, we've come up with these wonderful campaign slogans for years. I mean, it's beautiful.
So nice.
But at the end of the day, it don't meet the people's needs. And I'm saying to you, I want the opportunity to take on the machine. Win, lose, or draw, I am going to die trying. Because my children and your grandchildren and your others, your families and all of that, their stakes in this is too high. It's too high. It means too much for me. For me to stand by, sit, look, sit down and drink some coconut water and watch and do nothing. You follow that? Do nothing. Or I'll follow with what I know in my heart is wrong. Now, granted, there's going to be major resistance because it's been there forever. Major resistance. And this is why I'm going to keep employing on the people to work with me, please. Because sometimes you're going to go into legislature and sometimes you're going to have your very own senators who pledge to work with you, who pledge to be with you, to pledge for whatever reason. Their pledge now start to become a little watery, and then they start to get sidetracked and lose faith and see, I can get this, and this. I can become this. I can, But try to remember now. Try to remember. At the end of the day, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. That's where we all gonna go. So let's not fuss.
Yeah.
So let's not sit down and try to worry about how many cars or houses we could aspire to get. Because at the end of the day, if your deeds to which you do for the very people who elect you, you're gonna find yourself miserably right back sitting among them, saying, I should have done something. For me, Terrence D, I'm gonna tell you the soup. I'm gonna give it all I got, brother. Every breath, every follicle on my head, everything I have, everything my parents have given me, my grandparents, my father, my mother, my mentors, everything I've learned in school, I'm gonna give it back. Because I cannot take the idea of going to my grave without working hard, not only for my children, but for yours as well.
That's right.
Because we must. The plan of God is for us to live in the best, to drive the best, and to live a first-class life. Thus, I truly believe it can happen. And it takes effort. It takes the constant pounding on that door that seems to be closed, that has the opportunity waiting for us. It's high time we're just not pounding it or quietly knocking it. Let's get a ram and ram that door open and let the benefits that's supposed to be for the people of St. Croix and the people of the Virgin Islands come to who they're supposed to come to.
Okay.
We sit here and we continue to worry every year. We file on time and take forever to receive. We must stop. It is troubling, It is truly troubling. And I don't want to get involved with who doesn't do what and do what. But guess what? There's a lot of ills in this territory. But we got to begin to do it a piece at a time. And we have to do it together.
What are you going to work on first if you get in?
Senior citizens.
Okay, that's your
Senior citizens.
Okay.
Because their need is not next week. Their need is not next year. Their need is now. Because let's be real. Have you checked how much a box of eggs lately? $4. When the minimum wage goes up, you could almost guarantee that's going to be somewhere in the vicinity of $6. Now we already have problems controlling our prices here in the territory. Let's
Why?
be real.
Why? And we have an entity that and that's supposed to handle all of these things.
So
you understand me?
We need to begin to deal with that. And me, I'm gonna collectively. You see, when you do piecemeal legislation, right? What happens is you forget something. And when you forget something, then it's like a table with only 3 legs. It's going to start to lean. And when it lean, the whole legislation is going to fall on the ground, and then you're back to square one.
Yeah.
This is why that one leg that's leaning, I'm going to run to the people and I says, please help me. Tell me what I'm missing. Tell me what I'm not seeing. Because guess what? If you feel you can go into the legislature and be I am what I am, I am what I am is a dead man. Every hero is deceased. In order for us to survive, you must begin and always begin and never stop speaking French. We come together, we rise together, we eat together, and we live together. That's where we must start, and that's where we must end.
Yeah, but
so the petty politics, I'm going to do whatever I can. I'm going to go home at night, figure out ways to convince my colleagues. Because at the end of the day, and I'm going to tell my colleagues this all day, every day, it's never about you and I. It's about the children that you and I have. And each individual, you look at the individuals that's running for office. Every last one of them have a young child. Every last. And who ain't have a young child, have a child still in their teens. And I'm saying to them, let's begin to do what it takes to make sure that they have a better future. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
When you sit and think about legislation, when you sit and think about not voting for legislation that you know in your heart is right for the children, think about your children.
right.
Think about the opportunity that your children would benefit from. Let's forget about the others. Let's think about yours. Because when you begin to start to think about yours first and start to realize the opportunity your children is missing, something I am praying, something click in your head and says, hey, you know what? The foolishness must stop. And I must forge my way forward with whoever willing to forge forward with me to make sure there's an opportunity for not only his children, but mine as well.
All right, let me ask you this. Reapportionment. What are your thoughts on that? Some people, I'm still a little unclear on the specifics of it, but I guess it has a lot to do with districting and 2 here and 2 there and some at large.
The understanding I have with reapportionment, and you have 2 in the East End, well, when it's the eastern side of the island, which is the Christian State area, and then you have 2 in the Frederick State area, and then you have 3 at large.
Okay.
So that gives you the 7.
Still coming back to 7.
Right?
Still coming back to 7.
Still coming back to 7. And, and the understanding I was given in regards to the coming back to the 7 is because it was a compromise to try to get the legislation forward. That if you listen to the arguments, that it was a compromise. And it's a hopeful that as you get the reapproachment forward or passed, then you can begin to build upon it in regards to craft it in a way that it works better for the people. No, I grab hold of that argument. The 2 in the Christian State, the 2 in the Frederick State, and the 3 at large. However, we must begin to also engage, and I think this is the part that's going to happen later on. So I hold my opportunity to be a part of the table to pour my thought process in the crafting of it, making it comfortable, because we must begin to look at what portion of reapproachment does the administration or the governor's office hold in this whole process. Because the governor's office have an administrator who goes territorially and looks out to the benefits of the affected areas here in the territory. And we have to, when we look at reapproachment, have to look at it in totality as to the forms of government that we have before us and begin to include everybody to the table. So I presume based on in conversation I had with Mr. Moorhead that everybody's going to always have an opportunity to come to the table and offer whatever reforms or whatever changes they see that is plausible. But
do you think this would make them more accountable?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
So you say that confidently.
Yeah, of course. Because you no longer can hide behind a legislation, brother.
Okay.
Yeah, but then look at it
but it serves, and like I said, there's going to be an opportunity for an argument to make on either which way. But the argument that I'm making now is accountability.
Okay.
And the accountability aspect is you can no longer, as a senator, see the phone calls that you don't get, or the callbacks you don't receive, or the contact that they refuse to make with you. That can't happen. Cannot. Because you see, you must serve the people. Because hiding from the people will cause you to lose your seat.
Yes, sir.
You follow,
Okay.
you understand?
But
Understand that?
Isn't that the way it is now?
No, let's be real. Come on, let's be real.
So
No. I could hold on. I could hide for 2 years, and on the end of the 2 years, I come before you and I says, vote for me. You recognize my name and my family, and it's done. Let's be real. Let's look at
But on the reapportionment, that's not going to happen. That won't happen
What?
that way. I mean,
No. But guess what? The one thing with reapportionment is that you're gonna have to do something to get the votes. You follow me? You cannot. Okay, try to understand. You have to make some difference in the people's life in 2 years in order in order to receive that vote again.
But isn't that what's happening now?
Okay, but hold on.
But I mean,
if you say that's what's happening now,
I mean, at least I think it is.
I mean, you driving me down a road where I really don't want to go, but I'm gonna go because I gotta be frank with my peoples. If you say that's what's happening right now, okay, then tell me legislation that's made a difference in your life today.
Well, and I say that because
you hear where you went. You hear where you went just now. You see what I'm saying, Soup? No.
I'm a senator now. I'm in office, and under the current way it's set up now,
Mm-hmm.
I don't do anything for 2 years. It's election time, and the people see that I haven't done anything for 2 years. They're not going to vote me back in.
No.
No,
That ain't working.
but no.
They
But you know what they
still
do? But you know what they do? But you know what they do? They attach.
It's
hold on.
supposed to not happen.
Hold on. Here what they do. Let's be real. Let's be real. This is a lot what's supposed to happen. But here's the difference with reapproachment. When your road in Christiansted, right, is not fixed, right? I'm not going to be able to hide behind the fact that it ain't my job, it's the governor. You see that? Because the people in Christiansted going to hold who accountable?
Their district representative.
There you go. So you can't, you see, the excuses is going to be zero.
So that the chances of that person being reelected are
It's
zero?
No. It's closer to zero than it's where it's at right now.
Okay.
You follow me? Your chances of being re-elected right now under this current system is very high. Because what? Let's look at the history. We've had repeat senators that's been there forever.
Repeat this.
And if we were to sit down, and you know, I didn't want to go down this road. If we were to sit down and sit and says, okay, what? Right? We'll find a lot of, okay, no, sir. You follow me?
Yeah.
You find a lot of scratching of the head trying to figure, okay, where am I at? You follow that? So I'm saying to you, with reapproachment, the scratching of the head is no more.
Okay.
Either you see me, or I see you, or I work for you, or I no longer work.
I got you.
Simple as that.
Okay.
Because the hiding is of no more. And I hope folks don't take it personal, because, you know, in the Virgin Islands, man, listen, anytime you passionate about a situation or passionate about a topic, you either say it wrong, or you use the wrong tone, or you were talking about me, and no, I'm talking about the process.
Yeah, the process itself.
The process itself forces you to answer the call.
Yeah.
It forces you to be on the ground. Put it this way, like how we said in After the Hurricane, the boots has to be on the ground, and you must see me.
That's right.
Because that, I can't hide.
When is this supposed to change?
When?
Yeah. Is any dates? Is it going to change?
No.
Well, I think
right now
they're waiting on signatures to
waiting
go
on
through.
signatures.
Okay.
So they have to get amount of signatures, then
Signatures.
they're going to go back in, and then once they get amount, then everything starts.
So that's not going to happen.
Hopefully before November. That's
Yeah.
what it
And
pushing
and here is the piece now. There's a caveat, and those who are running for office, please forgive me, but you can't hide from it. If you are for reapproachment and the signatures aspect don't work, how many of you are willing to put forth legislation
to make it work.
to make it work?
Are you
That's
one
the
of them?
question. May I raise my hand so the
Yes,
public
I-
can see?
Yes, sir.
May I say
sir.
yes?
Yes,
So the
sir.
public can see? Because at the end of the day, it's either we serious or we're not.
Okay.
It's either we're going to play games for a vote or we're not. I'm not here to game you for a vote.
Yes.
You catch that? If it doesn't work, I would love the opportunity to find out how I can make that situation that didn't work, how I could make it work as a legislation.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, it's not about what Terrence wants. If you have, just like when we had the 9 senators on referendum, the idea for 9 senators, when we had the idea for 9 senators, I thought that referendum was binding. Didn't realize it wasn't binding. And then when I realized it didn't binding, nobody took it up and made it a legislation. They didn't even have a committee meeting on it.
Yeah. So it just kind of sat there.
You follow me? So it doesn't, I don't like to do unfruitful things. I don't like to ask you for your vote for something, and then when you tell me, yes, Terrence, this is what I want, then I just say, you know what? That's not popular. Let me just push that on the side. That ain't gonna work for me. No, because then guess what? You waste the people them time.
Yes, sir.
You bring forth a referendum, you won't serious, and then, I shouldn't even say that, because the senator who brought it forth, he's going to be upset with me, but it is what it is. My grandmother once told me, Terrence, you can't always have friends. And if folks who disagree with you or agree with you, and they still refuse to be with be your friend after you and them have disagreed on a point, then they were never your friends.
Right. And leaders got to make serious decisions that's going to affect everybody. It's going to affect me. I'm going to like it. Kimber ain't going to like it. So leaders got to make decisions that's going to affect everybody, if you like me or not. And that's just what the reality is.
And we must understand that.
And if you're not willing to do that, well, then this is not the road for you to walk. Let me ask you something,
yes,
Bertrand. These territories are known to be basically a 30 to 35% welfare. So basically, it's a welfare state. What can we do to make this not a welfare state? What can we can we come out to make this thing a more viable for everybody, to be a more to have a more affluent life? Not just a more affluent life, but a more life of more comfort, and they not to have to be depending on the government always for a handout. What can you do if you get into this position to make this thing to be a little more less than what it is now?
Well, I think we have to go back to where I first started. I started at the Department of Human Services,
yes, sir,
as the jobs program, and a part of the jobs program was that once you're receiving welfare, you must, one, get your GED, and two, you must get some kind of skill.
But those things are not in place no more.
Well, they're in place.
I guess they're not being enforced.
But they're not being enforced to what it should be.
Okay.
And I no longer want it to be on a small case, because if you're on a small aspect, because if you look at human services should not carry the whole ball by itself. You follow me? Human services should join with the Department of Labor, should join with Department of Personnel, should join with almost every government agencies. And you know why? Because it affects the government when we, like you said, when we have a higher sense of welfare recipients. And these are some good, wholesome people, you know.
Of course.
These are some people that are just willing and able and just asking for an opportunity.
Of course.
No. What you do is you drive home the opportunity that they can do better. You don't make them feel like welfare was a step down. We make them feel that you can step up.
Yeah.
You follow me? And far too long we talk down to welfare recipients. When we brush our nose or we cast our eyes when we see them in the shopping center and whatever they buy, so be it. So be it. But we must recognize that we should always be encouraging of them to do more. Not that they can't do more. We should always encourage them to do more. And the encouragement should just not come from one agency or one public official. It should come from the community in itself. Because what we do is we look at the welfare, we look down. We don't give them that encouragement to say, you know what, I can do better. I mean, listen, when I worked at the Department of Human Services, they had some talented welfare recipients. When I say talented, brother, listen, they could do some stuff, and they were creative, sharp-minded individuals. And all I was constantly asking them is, hey, are you willing to do more? Are you interested in to do more? And the answer has always been yes. And I'm saying, let's expand it. Let's expand it, the job preparedness opportunity, not just for the human services, but for every agency in government that has the capability of trying to hire. And let's not play the game anymore. Because what they used to do is hire them because they had under this work enforcement job opportunity. They will hire them for 3 months and then turn around and tell them, no, we have no opportunity for you. No, give them an opportunity.
Yeah.
Listen, experience is gained by when opportunity is given.
Yes.
We should stop look down on welfare recipients and look up, because these are bright human beings as well and have the opportunity to make an input into this Virgin Islands economy, and a very good input as well.
And they're willing.
Yes.
We talk about jobs. Let's not just look jobs for those who we think should have jobs. Let's look jobs for everybody. And those who don't have the skill set, let's find a way to give them the skill set. Let's find a way to help them to gain the skill set to make it happen. Because guess what? We are living not just with some of us. We're living with everybody.
Everybody.
And everybody needs to pitch in. I love what Mario says all the time. 1-1 fill basket.
Yeah.
So if you train one and you keep training another and another, eventually that 35% is going to go to 10%. The 10% is going to go to 5%. Because guess what? The Virgin Islands is going to become a viable economy that can survive with its people doing necessary for its own people.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question here real quick.
Yes, sir.
The education, you mentioned the board and all this stuff. So I guess one of the questions that Super always have is that we think that the Department of Education with the biggest budget is somewhat top heavy. I mean, can some of that topness be sort of trimmed down to make the budget maybe even more tighter? I mean, and the tightness that you squeeze out from the top, give that to the teachers.
I would say this, that yes, I could look at the fact that it may have, you may want to look at the special assistant to the special assistant. You may want to look at all that aspects. However, one of the aspects you must look at though is that how the monies are being spent, and how the grants are being not spent. You follow me? What I have learned, and like I told you, I'm a mediator, and I've studied grant writing as something that I think was crucial to one of my skill set, is that every grant has a deadline. Every grant has, you can sit and write a nice speech after the deadline has passed and requesting for an extension. We should not be in the business of writing extensions. We should be in the business of understanding what the purpose of the grant and understand the monies that the grantor are clearly assigned for and make it happen. I used to manage a grant from the federal government, which was afforded to the Virgin Islands for fatherhood initiatives. It was $100,000, no match. And what you had to do was to disseminate it to the public. And you had, what they will do is they will give you 2 years in advance. The money was given to you 2 years in advance. And you will have a liquidation date. And the date, you had a liquidation date because what they wanted to make sure is that once you received the money, you had an opportunity, which was a whole year, to spend the money. Okay. Well, we never gave back a dime. Because what I will do is I will tell the individuals that's receiving this grant or whatever portion of the monies they will receive, the deadlines to which they had, and I will keep my deadlines. This is why the Virgin Islands, I think to this day, continue to get that $100,000, and we're probably, us and Puerto Rico are the only two places. No, I think Puerto Rico stopped getting theirs. I think we're the only ones that get it without a match. A lot of the monies in the Department of Education is grant monies. And we must begin to look seriously at how we spend or not spend our monies. And we must also seriously on the items that we can spend on and make sure we spend it on, especially to assist the teachers. I think it's a dire travesty when the teachers have to come out their pocket year after year to spend on certain supplies for the school.
Supplies, yeah.
I just don't understand it. And the only thing it can go back to is poor planning. Now, you're going to have administrators saying, oh, Terrence, don't know what you're talking about. And like, no. Let's not talk like that, please. I beg you hard. Because I've been in the board of education for 8 years, and I've heard when they come before the board of education, you listen to the stories time and time again. And the story is the same over and over again. The only major power the Board of Education had is when we're dealing with conflicts in the school where they're expelling a student for whatever reason, and the student then bring it towards the board as a complaint, and the board has to hear it. But other than that, we go through the battling with the Department of Education over and over again with the monies that either the grant money is not spent or the grant money is spent, because we listen to their report and we try to understand how their report makes sense and the monies that go back.
Yeah.
You hear it time and time again. This is not something I'm making up.
Yes.
You hear it from time to time, not only the Department of Education, but other departments in regards to, but we need to do better. And I'm saying to my peoples, don't take the negative of what I'm saying, take the positive. We can do better. We should be willing to do better. We should want to do better. Because guess what? In order for us to continue getting We have to make do when we get and show the confidence of the federal government, of them assisting us, that, hey, you can assist us and we'll be confident enough to make sure we spend the money correctly and so you could continue giving.
Getting money.
Give us the opportunity to create the confidence so we can be able to go to the point where we can say to you, thank you, but we don't need it anymore.
We don't need it anymore. Real quick, Mr. Joseph, let's real quick. Renewable energy. You for that? Solar panels, wind machines, and that kind of stuff.
Anything
to get the WAPA bill down here.
Anything that can beat LEAC, mash it up, tear it up, kick it down.
You for?
I'm for. Because you got to understand. Listen, I have some ideas in regards to bringing some franchise here, and I ponder about bringing these franchise here because of the factors of the LEAC. If you're most of the franchise companies and that's in the States that you want to bring here, it relies a lot on power. If you've seen businesses that come here and go out of business in no time, and because their WAPA bills are just too high.
Yeah.
You follow me? I heard someone saying on the radio the other day talking about the Hovensa have enough power, or Lime Tree or the Hovensa area has enough power to power the whole Virgin Islands. Me want them to power the whole Virgin Islands. No, man. Me not about that. I want them to power the hospital. I want the hospital to be free of having to pay WAPA.
Yeah.
Because guess what? I want the opportunity of care given to us to be free of worrying about the light bill.
Makes
Just
sense.
think of it. Just think of it. Let's think of it really. You want to be able to be in surgery and not worried about, because you didn't pay your bill, that you may be turned off. Let's be real, because they have. But here's what I'm saying to you. But it's also mismanagement, and also the
accountability.
And it was also the opportunity for us to have an opportunity to be free of worrying about mismanaging that aspect of the bills that they receive. Just imagine that the hospital is free of having to deal with WAPA. Just imagine the hospital have as much energy as it wants to do whatever it wants. Because my thing is, we got to begin to start from scratch and begin to go to the foundation of the hospital and say to them, hey, listen, we're going to try to put you as best as we possibly can in a position of strength. You're going to have to do the rest of managing that strength once you receive it. And if you can't manage the strength, let's be real. We need to call it what it is, call a spade, call the individuals out for what they're doing, and guess what? Rectify and move on. We cannot continue because we tell you X, Y, and Z, you get all upset with us, you call such and such, next thing you know, this don't happen, this person don't move. No, we cannot.
You can't function like that.
We cannot continue to function like that because we don't have time on our sides anymore. Look at our GRS system. Time is no longer on our side because we've kicked the can down the road for so long.
Yeah.
The time has passed.
Yeah.
I am 50 years old. Imagine that. And I thank God every day to see. But what I'm seeing is hurting me every day. And every day I am going to listen, brother. Listen. Voting for Terrence is not no joke. I've tried 3 times.
This is your third time, right?
Yeah.
This is going to be your third time.
I've tried in 2008. No, this is going to be my third time.
Okay.
I've tried in 2016, and I'm trying now again. Listen, guys, let me be frank. Voting for Terrence, I don't take this joking. I don't take it lightly. I take my fellow people seriously. Folks often tell me, Terrence, once you get in there, you're going to change. If you know me, I've been the same way ever since I know myself. You see, the only thing that changes is you probably change your clothes or the weather changes. Other than that, you must remain constant to what you believe in. A man who believes in nothing becomes nothing. And a man who believes in something has the opportunity to make a difference in our community. I believe in the people of the Virgin Islands. I believe we have an opportunity to do better. I believe we can do better if we only unite. And I believe that we cannot change it overnight. But with small incremental changes, with small conversations, with small time and time again poking at that one door that refused to open, I think if we do it together, as Mario once said, 1-1, we will fill the basket of hope and do better for our children.
All right. Our guest tonight is Terrence D. Joseph. He is running for office here. He's trying to become a senator in the 2018 elections. It's 33rd,
33rd, yes.
Coming up here in November. He is a Democrat. It's about 8. It's 9:40. Real quick, just give us the wrap up, and then we'll just leave it at that.
People of St. Croix, I am here for you. I have tried 3 times, and because I do care. Some of you may have misunderstood my beliefs. Some of you may have misunderstood my conversations. But one thing you can't misunderstand, that I truly love the people of the Virgin Islands. And I want to say this candidly and openly right here. If there is anyone that I have done anything or have said anything and have made you feel uncomfortable, I truly am sorry, because that's not my intention. My intention is to always love on people, to always give folks an opportunity, to always look for the better in people, and for always an opportunity to say I'm sorry. I am never too big to say I'm sorry. And for that, I am saying to those who disagree, I humbly disagree with you. However, I still love you, because at the end of the day, God asks that we must love each and every one of us if we're going to truly want to live together. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Terrence D. Joseph, and I am humbly asking for your vote. I am number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, please don't forget me.
All right, there it is. Soup, any final words?
Brethren, give thanks. I wish you all the best. Rastafari live, one perfect love.
We're blessed.
Yes, and we like to say one perfect love is our prayers and his blessings. When you put it all together, man, you get one perfect love, man. So on that note, we're out. Want to thank our guest for coming in tonight and just sharing his vision, his plan to get the Virgin Islands back on track. Want to thank you for that. And if you feel you need to come back in here again and talk some more, we definitely just link me up and we'll put you on the schedule.
I love this seat, man. This seat feels good. I'll definitely be back.
You definitely back.
And that's why I asked you how you affordable rates and stuff like that. Because I'm on turn to my campaign manager and tell him make sure we gotta write a check for you guys, because we walk in love, brother. We take nothing for granted, and we take kindness and we show kindness back.
Okay, man.
Yeah.
Yes. You're gonna live long, and in God's eyes, that's almost damn near close to a perfect human being. So.
Well, I don't profess it, but I love it.
I love it, man. Yeah. I love it too, man. So on that note, we're out. We'll be back tomorrow night. We have another candidate running for, this time it's someone running for the governorship of the Virgin Islands. They'll be here tomorrow, so tune in. This is the It's Your Perspective talk show every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we'll see you later. We're out. Peace.